What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. I hope you all had a great day today. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I am super sorry this video is coming up hella late today because today was, for me, today was the first day of the new semester for school. So I literally had I spent hours getting this classwork done. And then right after I did the classwork, I tried to get me a little cat nap real quick. Because right after I did the classwork, I had to start getting ready for work. It's been a hectic day. It's been a busy day. So I'm like literally on fumes right now. But the first day of school was not bad. It was great, actually. I enjoyed it. A lot of work the first day, a lot of reading, a lot of stuff. But I got through it. By the grace of God, I got through it. So yeah, getting into this episode of GH. This episode, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved this episode from beginning to end. It was amazing. It was just what I needed. It was, emotional. It was fun. It was action-packed. It was just a lot of things in one. Listen, the walls are closing in on Julian right now. Julian has nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. His ass is grass, and Sunny, Jason, and Ava are the lawnmowers at this point. Because they're gunning for him. They are gunning for his ass. I knew it wouldn't take long for Carly, Sunny, and Jason to put the pieces together because all three of them put the pieces together. They figured things out, especially Carly. Because when they were trying to figure out how Cyrus knew Jason was going to the rib, Sam mentioned how she was having that discussion at the Metro Court. And Carly remembered that the bartender that they hired was new. Aha. So, of course, Sunny and Jason beat his ass. They roughed him up. And he admitted that, he told Cyrus where Jason was going. And that he called somebody on Cyrus's behalf. So, of course, they traced that number, and it was Julian's number. So now they know for a fact Julian planted that bomb. They got the proof. So they're gunning for his ass at this point. Ava was sick and tired of Julian at this point as well. She was over him completely. She was pissed at Julian even more because of so many casualties in that bar. You know what I mean? And she was like, why the hell would you plant a bomb in a packed bar? Like, why would you do that? Like, if the target was Jason, why not wait until the place was empty? Like, so many people could have died, and a couple of them did die. And look at Lulu. She's in a coma now because of him. Like, Ava was just fed up. And she was even more pissed when she found out Cameron and Franco and Elizabeth were there. She was even more pissed when she found that out. Like, she was just on the warpath with Jason. I mean, not Jason, with Julian. Julian pissed me off even further because he had the nerve, he had the audacity to throw Connie in her face. Her killing Connie. You son of a bee. She killed Connie for your benefit, you jackass. And that's what you do? As soon as you get into an argument, you want to throw that back in her face when she did that for you? Ava was fed up. Ava had enough. She had enough of Julian. She was like, you know what? She not even going to wait for Sunny and Jason to kill Julian. She got a gun and confronted his ass herself with that gun. She plans on killing him her damn self. That's her brother. I feel like she should have all rights and privilege to bust a cap in his ass. I'm just saying. That is her blood. Julian has just done so many people wrong. It's like, I really do hate that the writers are getting rid of William DeVry, though. He's such an amazing actor. I hate that they painted him in this corner that he cannot get out of because there's just no escape. There is no escape. So my prediction, and I could be wrong, but this is just me predicting. Like, what if Ava kills Julian and Sunny and Jason show up and help her cover it up? Wouldn't that be dope? All three of them working together? That would be hot. I would enjoy that. That would be hot. Like I said, that's just me predicting. It might go down a different way. Who knows? But I wouldn't be mad if Ava popped the cap in his ass right about now because he deserved it. Julian was foul for what he did. Like, he was just foul. That wasn't even right. Speaking of foul, Samantha McCall. So, Alexis, I believe Alexis is sober right now, and she's still digging in Sam's ass at this point. About her basically putting Jason above her children's welfare. I have to agree with Alexis on that front, because that's something Alexis never did with Christina. Alexis never put, Sonny or anybody for that matter above her kids. I mean, granted, she did, date and mess around with some dangerous men. She did. But, those relationships didn't last long, and she didn't go back to them, so I will give her that. But at the end of the day, it's like, I kind of agree with Alexis on that. I mean, but at the same time, Sam knew the risk, with dealing with Jason. She knew. Like, she knew that lifestyle. She chose that lifestyle. And now, all of a sudden, now that shit really getting real and her child almost died, now she wants to pump the brakes and be like, yeah, I don't know if I can deal with this no more. And let me tell you something. That's her prerogative. It is. It's her right. That's her prerogative to, be like, okay, this life, it ain't cool. It used to be cool when we didn't have no kids, but now that we got kids, it ain't cool no more. We got to do something different. I can understand that. I can respect that. I'm trying to be fair and see both sides of the coin because I can. But Sam is going to have to make a permanent decision here. Like, are you done with Jason? Like, is this relationship finally kaput? Is it finally done? Because what I will say, I respect the hell out of Carly right now, because Carly, like I said, if this was probably 5, maybe 10 years ago, if this was 5 or 10 years ago, Carly would have been like, yeah, Sonny, stay away from the kids. Don't come near us. Don't. But you know what? I respect the fact that Carly is finally owning the fact that this is the life she chose. Not only for her, but this is, the life that she chose for her children. And she's finally owning that. And I think that's what she wants Sam to do too. Like, own it. This is the life you chose. But Sam feels like she was happier. She was happy when, not happy that Jason was gone, but during that time when Jason was gone, she was happy because the danger was gone. She wasn't in the mob at that time when she had Danny, and she was raising him and stuff by herself at that point. She didn't have to worry about shootouts and her son getting caught with a bullet and all that. She didn't have to worry about that, and she liked it. She admitted to Carly that she liked it. Well, her and Jason need to have a sit down. They need to have a conversation about the future and their future. I feel like at this point, Jason is not leaving that business. I don't think it would be realistic for him to leave the business, because the mob is like, once you're in, you're in. You know what I mean? If you leave the business, you got to go into witness protection. You got to do all of that because you can't leave. And even if you do manage to get out the business, you still made enemies over the years that are still going to want you dead. You know what I'm saying? Because of the things that you've done over the years, so that doesn't get you out of the woods. So it's like a lose-lose either way for Jason if he does leave the business. He's never fully going to be free. But I do think this is a conversation him and Sam need to sit down and have, because they need to hash out what the future holds for them. For me, I feel like they should have been just let this relationship go, because clearly Jason and Sam have not been on the same page for quite some time since Steve Burton has been back. Clearly, they have not. I could definitely see Jason with a new romance. I can see him with Britt. She's a gray area type of character, and Britt damn sure can handle the danger. So you ain't gonna see Britt bitching about it. She could damn sure handle it. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Faison as a father, Obrecht as a mother. She's seen her fair share of drama and danger. So I think she could be a good fit for Jason. Sam just gonna have to make a choice. She really gonna have to sit down and, deal with that. So anyway, moving on from that. Sasha, I really hope that this heart attack and Sasha, having a drug overdose, I really hope this is a wake up call for her. And I think Brando was hoping the same thing. Like, is this your wake up call? Because you really need to get it together. Sasha was sitting there talking about something. Oh, she doesn't abuse drugs. She's an occasional user. You were abusing drugs. Like, even when she was not high, she was getting the shakes. Like, she was literally fumbling around. She couldn't think straight. You are more than just an occasional user. You have turned into an abuser. You have. And it's like, she needs to admit that. I still, judging by her conversation with Brando, I don't feel like she's fully ready to kick that drug habit. I don't think she's fully ready. Even having a heart attack and almost dying, I still don't think that's the wake-up call. I don't think that is for her. Part of me, I wish that it was, but a part of me feels like it's not, judging by that conversation. I don't really think she's totally, I don't think so. Like, especially after she saw Michael and Willow, you know, at the hospital talking and stuff like that. She was talking about, oh, a year ago, that was me, and da-da-da-da, you know. She's definitely going to use drugs again. So hopefully Brando can be a friend to her and help her. And I definitely feel like the writers were chemistry testing with the two of them. I don't know how I would feel about Sasha and Brando being together. I mean, they kind of look good together. I heard that the actor that played Brando, I heard he was 50 in real life. That is not 50. There is no way that man is 50. Don't play with me. Ain't no way he 50. If y'all know his real age, let me know in the comments, because ain't no way. I've seen some, well, you know what? I've seen some 50, I mean, hell, look at J-Lo. You know what I'm saying? Look at Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett is 61, and that woman is just as fine as wine. And J-Lo like 50, 51, and look at her. I'm just saying. 50 and 60 is the new 30 and 20, I guess. Because these people be looking good for their age. I mean, hell, look at Lenny Kravitz. Lenny Kravitz is what, 56? Lenny Kravitz looks like he's about 30. That's insane to be 56 and look like you 30. That's wild. Like, I'm just saying. That's just crazy. Like, whatever fountain of youth potion that they got, I want a drop of it. So anyway, moving on from that. Olivia is determined to turn the Quartermaine Thanksgiving into a proper traditional Thanksgiving. Why do they go through this every year? Why do y'all go through this every year? I understand she promised Dante and Rocco, oh, they're going to have a traditional Thanksgiving with the fixings, the turkey, and kill that. Ain't no point in trying to do that. There's no point. Y'all might as well leave that alone. Might as well just leave that thing alone. Ain't even no point. She ended up, you know, Alexis showed up and stuff like that, and Robert showed up. She was basically trying to play matchmaker for Robert and Olivia. I mean, Robert and Alexis. I'm getting people names mixed up. That's how you know it's been a long day. Oh my God. If only Olivia knew the true tea, that standing in that room is her husband who slept with Alexis. If only she knew the tea. I need Brooklyn to come back or somebody, because somebody need to tell Olivia what's going on in her household. Like, she needs to know. Well, Monica's household. She needs to know, like, what your husband been doing. Like, your husband been creeping while you was sleeping. Like, I'm just saying. They was doing the bump, bump, bump. She need to know the tea. And you know Ned, like, Ned was basically trying to make sure Alexis' ass stayed sober. He was like, please don't be drunk up in here. Not today. Not today. Don't drink. Not today. Because you know Alexis want herself a vodka. You know she wants some vodka right about now. And even Robert was questioning Olivia's motives as to why she invited him and got him near with Alexis. She was like, no, I just want you to be her friend. Yeah, okay. We all know she want, you know, Robert to be, you know, tapping something. So anyway, I love that even though we all know that Luke and Lucky are not coming back to the show right now. Obviously, they're not returning. I love that the show at least mentioned them. Like when Laura called Tracy and Tracy said she was trying to find Luke and Nicholas offered to call Lucky and stuff. But, you know, Laura didn't want to wait for Lucky because she was like, we need to make, you know, decisions about Lulu like right now. Like we can't wait for Lucky to hop on a plane and get back here in time. And I'm glad that they, you know, gave a nod to Patrick and Griffin. You know, Kevin was on a conference call with them, consulting with them about Lulu's case. So it's great that we got those mentions. Because I would have thought it was weird if they didn't mention none of those people. I would have been pissed. But I'm glad that they did. That was a good job. I wish that we could see them, but I will take a mention. Because a mention to me is better than nothing. I will say that. It's better than nothing. So anyway, listen, Dante gets a pass from me today for the way that he spoke to Laura. He's going to get a pass. And the reason I'm going to give him a pass is because I know he's hurting. It's a hurtful situation. It's a bad situation. So I'm going to give him a pass because, you know, emotions are running high. You know, everybody just wants the best for Lulu, but he needs to get it straight. He needs to get his head back on straight and get it together. Do not ever in your life, Dante, talk to the Queen Bee, Laura, like that ever again. You only get one pass from me. Don't do it again. Because I didn't like the way he tried to come for Laura. When Laura mentioned a long-term care facility, he tried to come for her. Talking about, oh, you're giving up on your daughter. First of all, she's not giving up on her daughter. But you have her in a hospital where doctors have done everything that they can do. She needs to be in a long-term care facility. That's the best medical care that she can get. That's her best option. There's nothing more GH can do for her. They got the best of the best doctors at that hospital, but they've ran all the tests. They've done everything. They don't expect her to wake up anytime soon. So she can't just be laying there, you know, with doctors who are not fully equipped to deal with what she's going through. You need real bigger specialists and nurses who can really handle that. And GH does not have the staff for that, especially under Cyrus's care. I wouldn't trust my child, especially Lulu, in the care of Cyrus, who's the chairman of the board. I wouldn't trust that. Hell no. But I mean, I understand where Dante's coming from. Like, he's hurt. He doesn't want Lulu moved because that means they're going to move her out of town and stuff like that. And, you know, he can't easily go see her that, you know, like he can if she were at GH. So I understand why he kind of flipped out about it. But, you know, he has to know, of course, Laura loves her daughter. Of course, she cares for her child. That's why she's making this decision. But I am happy that Dante went and he apologized to her. You know, after he spoke with Michael and stuff, because Michael reminded Dante, like, you got to remember, Michael was in a long-term care facility as well. Nobody expected him to wake up, and look what happened. He woke up within 1 year. You know, so the same could happen to Lulu. So I'm glad that Dante came to his senses and he apologized to Laura for his little tantrum. And he agreed that, you know, long-term care facility is what's best for Lulu. Because it is. I mean, what else can you do? You know, those doctors did everything. I freaking loved the scene when Laura came out of the room. And Monica, Epiphany, Olivia, Ned, Alexis, Robert, Michael, Willow, they all showed up at the hospital for her to be by her side, to show their support. I love that whole scene. And, you know, Ned brought out the pizzas and stuff. I love that. That was a real emotional scene. And, of course, you had to save the best for last. When my boo Tracy showed up, gave her a big old hug. I freaking loved that. I loved it. I was like, this is so beautiful. It's always a pleasure to see Jane Elliott. It really is. I wish she would come back full time. I wish. Because I miss Tracy being back full time. I really do. I miss it. But I will take what I can get. If I can get Tracy once or twice a year, I will take Tracy once or twice a year. I will get it however I can. But this was such a beautiful episode, though. It was a lot going on. So yeah, hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see y'all all tomorrow. Hope you all have a wonderful night. I will see you all later. Have a good night. Peace.